Hey everybody, hi everybody. I hope you're well. I'm on to formally announce the news that I was presented regarding the Oakland Public Ethics Commission's opening an investigation into Oakland Councilmember Sheng Thao. I actually asked Oakland Mayoral Candidates and friend Seneca Scott to join me, and because we're friends, because he's my second choice to be mayor, candidly, and he is paid more attention to this than anybody else, thankfully, because of a number of things, like, for example, how he was attacked by Sheng Thao's aide, Brandon Harami. Hey, Seneca, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Zennie? Good night.
Hanging in there, man. Oh, good night. You leaving now?
Good evening. I mean, it's late. I've been, talking to voters all day and getting this vote out. But back in the office at home and just getting caught up on emails and today's events and checking out that the city is launching an official investigation into what we already had a suspicion what was going on. Brandon Harami spends an inordinate amount of time online, especially when you look at, if you combine the different mediums, Nextdoor, Facebook, and Twitter, definitely Twitter and Nextdoor.
One thing, though, before we go into him, I want to make sure we round out the full story, because it really does involve LeAna Powell.
Oh, I thought you were already talking about it before I came in. My bad. Go ahead and take it from the top.
We'll rope it in. Once I read the formal investigation letter, folks, then what Seneca was saying is going to make more sense. And I'm going to do that right now as it was presented to me. I'm not posting it here because the resolution's a little bad, so I'm just going to go. It's going to go like this. This is a courtesy notice to inform you that on October 28th, 2022, the City of Oakland Public Ethics Commission opened an investigation based on an informal complaint you made. This, what I'm reading to you, is a letter that was sent to LeAna Powell that was passed to me. So this is the tense and the diction are directed toward her. So I'll just start all over just in the interest of getting this right. To LeAna Powell, this is a courtesy notice to inform you that on October 28, 2022, the City of Oakland Public Ethics Commission opened an investigation based upon an informal complaint you made to our office concerning allegations that the City Councilmember Sheng Thao, that City Council may have used one or more members of her City Council staff to work or volunteer for 2022 election. And it continues on to read as follows, that her city council staff, let me start that sentence again. I was actually making an adjustment to the sound, ladies and gentlemen. The City of Oakland Public Ethics Commission opened an investigation based on an informal complaint you made to our office concerning allegations that City Council member Sheng Thao may have used one or more members of her City Council staff to work or volunteer for her 2022 Mayoral Campaign while those staffers were on city time and receiving city salaries. We are also investigating allegations that the council member may have induced or coerced one or more members of her city council staff to work or volunteer on her 2022 mayoral campaign as a condition of their continued employment in her council office. The investigation is ongoing and no allegations have yet been proved. There is no deadline for completion of the investigation. We will contact you again as soon as we have concluded our investigation and determined whether or not any violations occurred. We may also contact you before the investigation is completed if we need any documents, interviews, or other evidence from you. You're also welcome at any time to provide any additional oral or documentary evidence you think may be helpful to the investigation. This investigation is confidential and I cannot provide you with updates or other information relating to the specifics of it. You may contact me with any general questions you may have about our investigative or resolution process. A full copy of the Public Ethics Commission's complaint and investigation procedures can be found at our website. Respectfully, Simon Russell, Acting Enforcement Chief, City of Oakland. Now, I want to emphasize something here. Now, when Simon writes this investigation is confidential, that's not to interpret that he means for her not to talk to anybody about it. Otherwise, that would have been stated in the document and should have been if that was the case, but that is not the case. However, what it means is that essentially the meat and bones of the investigation, how it's going to be gone about, and so on, are confidential. Now, that brings us to what Mr. Scott was about to say, who's running for mayor, because he had long been harassed by a key Sheng Thao staffer, Brandon Harami, and I'll bring in Seneca right now. Seneca, I unmuted you. I was trying to get you have a background noise. Seneca?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry. Yeah. It never stops.
Yeah, I've got feedback from you, so I need you to turn off whatever speakers you've got going on there that are causing the speed.
I don't know.
You got something happening. Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, or if you have earphones that you can put in where you can hear, that would help. Because what's going on is that when you have your sound on, I can't hear you. So somehow you can talk with me without having, yeah.
I said they're dead. I need to replace them.
Okay. There's an echo there. So what I'm going to have to do is
we should have did a sound check before we came in.
Well, no. You have a sound there. You have this feedbacking. You just have to turn off the speaker that's throwing off super tone. That's all. And then just because you have a speaker that's going, and it's coming through you and feeding back this way. Let me see what I believe. No, hold on a second. I may be wrong about that, but I want to double check if I am. Just so I'm clear. I've got one open, and that's okay. Now we're good. I don't have any feedback. Now, okay, Seneca, you there? Obviously you're here. Oh no, that's why you don't have any feedback, because somehow your sound is off. So whatever you did, I can't hear you talk. Which is an interesting first. So sometimes you use an earpiece, but in this instance, well, at any rate, what I'll do is I'll explain while Seneca is trying to figure out how to concern himself with the sound thing, because I can't hear him.
Okay, how about that?
Cool.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, Seneca, from your end, tell us how you came to realize that one of Councilmember Tao's key aides was not only harassing you, but has factored into, of course, the story that LeAna told me.
Well, in June, shortly after LeAna was terminated, I had an event in the Royal Vallejo Park for mayor, and she came to it. I never met her before, and she told me her story, and I asked her who a council person was. She told me it was Councilmember Taylor. So I called someone from his office to see if I could get her some assistance, because I'm running for office. I'm in West Oakland. There's not much I can give her moral support, but there's not much I can do for her in terms of walking her through what she should do in City Hall or to protest if she felt that she was unfairly treated. And she told me that she went directly from, as she told you, directly from being terminated to the ethics department, and that she felt that she needed some support. So I tried to connect her to Councilmember Taylor's office. At the meet and greet that I had in the park where we took a picture at, I didn't talk to her again until October to this month, and we connected, and I asked her how the ethics investigation was going. And she said it was nearing the end. And I said, oh, that's great. At the end, they're going to decide. She said, oh, no, they're going to decide whether to investigate. And I said, oh, no, you're nearing the beginning. But that's good. Are they going to investigate? She says, yes, they're going to investigate. They're going to announce sometime next week. This was Monday of this week. It's Friday, right? Monday of this week. So when did you go on your program? On Tuesday?
Yes.
So and I told her, okay, good. Anything else you would like to talk about? And she says, yeah, traumatized. I'm getting these mailers. I'm seeing Councilmember Thao on the news and all over, and I'm worried about her becoming mayor, and I have, emotional issues about this. And I says, well, you may want to talk to someone about it, because you may want to do that now. And you should do it with someone, a person of color, who is going to be neutral, but also a kind ear from the community, when you don't feel the pressure that you would feel with someone like the newspapers or something, right? And for a lot of people, that could be incredibly intimidating. And I wanted to tell her somewhere that could have a safest space possible to tell her story. And I said, you should go talk to Zennie and tell them what happened. So it's on record.
That's thank you.
And so that's how that happened. So when I see Brandon Harami showing pictures, talking about Seneca planned this, let me tell you how offensive that is. I didn't plan for the allegations that City Councilmember, that Sheng Thao campaign manager was in LeAna's hiring meeting. If that's true, and I need to have that question answered, and all of Oakland does, that's flagrantly illegal. She's not a City of Oakland employee. Why is she making decisions on who you hire for a City of Oakland job? The second question, I didn't have anything to do with you having LeAna's first day being at the same political consultant and campaign manager's home in Piedmont, not the City of Oakland. And we're closed, and City Councilmember Sheng Thao Pro Tem is part of the reason we're closed, her and Nikki Bath. They keep extending the state of emergency in the city so they can seemingly campaign for re-election or for mayor. And so when you have someone blowing the whistle on that, and you're trying to deflect by saying someone who never even knew this person until after they was already unfairly treated and terminated, it's so blatant.
Can I something real quick? Just out of just sheer anger. I think anybody who would be stupid enough to make that comment should be fired on the spot. Talking about Brandon. I mean, I'm 60 years old. Kids say things like that. Kids. All right? Kids. Kids make comments like that.
Well, he is young.
Hold on. I'm not done. She was in LeAna, the employee of Sheng's office. All right? Period. The bottom line is that a series of activities occurred that together violate employment law. That is fact.
Well, I don't know if that's...
Hold on a second. I'm not done. It does violate the law. And you need to learn employment law so that there's no equivocating on that and move forward. That includes you. That includes 11 people watching this and everybody else. Hold on. Because this guy has got me so triggered, I can't see straight. All right?
I feel you, Bob. I feel you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not objective journalism and all that crap. And anybody treating it like that ought to be drawn and quartered. This is a woman who was violated. You hear me? Who went in and she said it here in this space because she thought she had a better job offer and a better job. That was taken away from her. That is a classic example of harassment, of psychological distress in the workplace. That is classic.
Well, at the HR person saying that not relationship.
If I may, let's take that. Just
by all means, good sir. Yeah.
Start there, okay? All right. And then let's follow that up. They took her into an offsite situation. Another example. That's textbook. That's 2. All right. Let's try for 3. They called her out in the middle of 200 different people and verbally abused her. Okay? There is a 4th. They gave her equipment with no clear instructions. Another classic example of psychological distress in the workplace. You give a person unclear instructions. That's what they did with her. She said so, and then she demonstrated it in the case of the iPad, which then Brandon doubles down and says she stole in an attempt to make her look bad with a classic black lady.
Deleted it.
Legal.
He deleted it, but we have it.
It doesn't matter that he deleted it. All right? It doesn't matter that he deleted it. It was captured. It was captured for sharing. The damage was done. And what I'm saying to younger people out there, including yourself, you guys have to stop equivocating on stuff. All right? When something bad happens, call it out and deal with it firsthand. Stop with the maybes and the qualifiers and all this other garbage. All right? It's because it brands you all as fearing to do something about an injustice that happens in society. And it may be the key, and it might be the key. If I may, if it might be the key to why we're in a situation in Oakland in general, because we're afraid collectively to act. We have to stop being afraid. Do you hear what I'm saying? And we have to start throwing punches. I'm serious about this. Throwing a punch, I don't mean the physical sense, but I mean in the sense of acting. She did it on her own.
I'm serious too, Zennie, and you know that I believe LeAna, but I think in all fairness, the appropriate legal thing to say is that if her allegations are true, and I believe they are, then everything you said is a yes. But you still have to say that while there's pending investigations. You have to say that until you can get all the ducks in a row and put the nails in the coffin to show that these things are true. That's all I was going to say.
Let's play a game, my friend. And you are my friend. Let's play a game, okay? Was she or was she not in the employer Sheng Thao? Yes or no?
Oh, you have to ask me. I already know.
But yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. That's indisputable. All right. So my point is, it's not a matter of, well, maybe. No. She was in her employ. She was in the church. Okay. A. B. Who did she take her directions from? Do you know?
I don't know. No.
Yeah, that's number 2. Because it points to the fact that she didn't know what was going on. People were giving her different directives to do.
It's late. I want to read it.
If I may, sir, if I may, that's 2. All right. We can try for 3 too. Okay. My point is, stop being afraid to take action. It might sound good because, here's what I'm saying. It hurts us as Black folks because too many Black folks, particularly of the younger set, are doing this a lot. It happens way too much. All right. You got to stop being afraid to take action. You got to call it for what it is. Because what happens is that when you invite in,
are you talking to the audience or me? I'm afraid to take no action.
Hold on a second. What I'm talking about is this, okay? This is very serious because this city is in a lot of trouble. I'm getting to the seeds of why the city is in trouble. The bottom line is call it. Call it for what it is, because if you don't, Seneca, the minute you say something, it immediately gets gaslit. That's where it comes from, okay? That's where it comes from. And in order for Black stories to get out there and advance, we have to destroy the activity of gaslighting. Otherwise, our stories will always be watered down. LeAna's stories will be watered down, and that's where this is headed if this is allowed. And that's why I'm being this way.
Mm-hmm. I feel that too.
Someone has to stop this stuff.
So can we get the conversation back on the allegations against the office?
Well, I want to focus on her because she's been damaged. All right?
Oh, you mean LeAna?
Yes, she has been damaged. All right? And I don't want to go into too many specifics, but they are horrifying. And it may very well be that we have so many examples of women, particularly Black women in Oakland, who've been damaged in similar ways that we're used to it. I mean, come on, man. You got to get mad about this stuff. I mean, mad. No, I mean like genuinely angry, okay?
Well, hey.
I'm serious. Genuinely angry. All right? I'm genuinely angry. I'm affected by this. This reminds me of, I'll tell you what this makes me feel like. And I'll play it for you right now. You want to see the kind of anger that Oaklanders were known for? I will show you right now what I'm talking about, just so I'm not misunderstood at all. Okay? But when you see what I'm talking about, then you'll get it. Because this is how one person that you may or may not know responded at this particular time. It was genuine. It was unquestionable. And it was, for want of a better term, so very Oakland at that specific time, okay? And so I may have to open up, I'll just open up the other browser because that one's not acting right. And I'll go here, have it come open, then I'll bring it in here. But there's way too much of this stuff. And it's why we're not getting a better city. I can see the seeds of it right as it plays out. One second. And what I'm getting, folks, there's a gentleman by the name of Davy D. Cook, who's been a longtime friend of mine, going all the way back to Cal and Eshelman Hall in 1986, where he was the
Hey, Zennie, we got to get on the.
Hold on a second. What's going on? What's going on? What were you going to say?
What are you asking me?
You're saying, hey, Zennie, you better get on something.
No, we got to get on to talking about these charges. Man, I came here to talk about these allegations against Councilmember Thao's.
I know what you came here to do, but here's the thing. I'm going to set a tone here, and I don't want you to forget what you're about to see, okay? I'm serious about this. We got to change.
All right, I'm waiting to see it. Lay it on me.
Well, wait. Hold on a second, because I got a little bandwidth problem here that will be straightened out in 1 second once this comes up. And if it's not straightened out that way, then it'll straighten out this way. Hold on a second. But one way or another, you're going to see.
I'm in the car right now. I got to take this. Hold on. Mute me, please. Hello? Hey, what's up?
Right here. Okay. All right, folks. While he's taking his call, I'm going to put him over here so you can see what I'm talking about, because Oakland has to change. All right. And we have to start dealing with some truths regarding how we handle things. So here is right here, Davey. This is Davey D. I'm going to show you this. Turn this up. This happened right after at Oscar Grant.
Anyway, George Garrison, Davey D. I get you guys all together. I have a question. First of all, where are the elected officials at this rally? Why aren't they here? Davey?
Well, coincidentally, we were at a rally this morning with black leaders. There were about 100 plus leaders there all around the Bay Area. One of the missing links to that was Ron Dellums. I raised the question as to where he was, and people kind of covered for him as a sign of unity, but people were very concerned that he wasn't there. We went up to the district attorney's office. Desley Brooks and others were there, leading the charge and doing what they're supposed to do as elected officials and as concerned citizen. Dellums' chief of staff showed up at the last minute, but Dellums wasn't there. Now, I know from overhearing conversations that they knew that there was a big rally going on today at 3 o'clock. I'm on my way over here, and I get the word Ron Dellums is holding a press conference 3 o'clock as we speak.
I can't hear that, Zennie.
My fellow journalists that were on their way over here got called over by their news agencies to go down to the press conference at City Hall. Makes no sense to me. It almost seemed like either a way to distract attention from this.
Hey, Zennie, I can't hear that.
Having to show up at a rally like this and get booed because he hadn't spoken for 6 or 7 days. So, to me, that's lack of leadership for somebody who can speak eloquently and talk about the larger picture and give you a sense of his vision of making this a first-class cosmopolitan city. That's been his charge. That's what he said he wanted to do. How can you have a first-class cosmopolitan city when you're the mayor of a city that just had an execution, when you can go to New York City with Rudolph Giuliani, who had an adversarial relationship with the citizens, and he gave a press conference the day after Amadou Diallo got shot. Michael Bloomberg gave a press conference that night that Sean Bell got shot.
Hey, Zennie, I gotta go, brother. I don't know if you hear me.
Press conference the same day that the
I
police
can't hear the video you're showing me.
all the Latinos during the Immigration May Day March, right? We can go all around the country. There's a press conference by Israel when they drop bombs the same day. So you're the mayor of a city that already seen its history drenched in blood of police killings from Bobby Hutton all the way up to Gary King to now. You can't even just speak to the people as a human being. I even asked the district attorney, I said, forget you being a district attorney, what did you think when you saw the video? Because I know how I felt. I still can't sleep over it. I'm still disturbed over it.
And that's what I'm talking about, folks. And the reason why I did that, okay, that was 2009, all right? And the reason why I did that is because right now, you know, Seneca has his own agenda regarding Brandon. I'm not concerned about that because it overshadows her agenda, okay? I get that Brandon has made all these Twitter accounts. I was at the Twitter launch party. You understand? I was at the Twitter launch party. Big deal. The bottom line is we have a young woman who's been abused and violated, and we don't take it seriously enough. And we're not mad about it. I'm mad. And that's why I did what I did. Sorry, Seneca, but we have to get serious about this. Because that's the only way it stops. We have to stop equivocating. We have to stop the maybes. We have to stop the, well, you know. No, we have to stop that. You have a woman who worked in that office, who wanted to be a good soldier and was jerked around. She's a mother and a wife. And she's dealing with a lot of issues and problems that she needs help with, and should probably call the Department of Violence Prevention. Okay? I'm being real here. I am mad. And it's wrong to take part of her story and then use it for something else. The allegations of the office are clear, but they have a clear victim, and the clear victim is LeAna Powell. The clear victim is LeAna Powell. The clear victim is LeAna Powell. And you should have some damn feelings about that. And you should be mad. Because what happens, you're going to have the Twitter brigade that thinks it represents the whole world when it doesn't, putting stuff out under accounts rather than people talking to each other via video and showing how we feel. In 2009, back then, when we had Oscar Grant, all these other social media platforms were in their infancy. There was a different way of communicating, but people were pissed at what they saw when Oscar Grant was killed, because it was captured on video. You saw it. I saw it. I was there that night. We have to stop becoming used to people, particularly Black people, being violated. And that's what's going on, folks. We're too used to it. So we don't appropriately act, and we don't get mad enough, and everything is done, well, to do a little bit of assistance and a little bit of help, and then that's about it. It's got to stop. If Sheng wanted to be mayor, the first thing she'd do is call a press conference and announce she fired Brandon. That's the first thing, because he has already played a center role in all of this. Now, as to how she handles her mayoral campaign, some people say she needs to resign. That's not going to happen. All right? That's not going to happen. But she also can't ignore this. She cannot ignore it, because it speaks to how, if she became mayor, she would manage her office. What we have are facts. The fact is that a young woman was in Black woman, a mother, was in the employ of Councilmember Thao and asked to do not just that job, but also in a volunteer / maybe paid role, a job involving Sheng's run for mayor. We're not supposed to do that. And then, and you heard LeAna say it, others were told, hey, you know what? If you don't do this, and she was told, if you don't do this, I'm not going to talk to you again. You're not going to see me again. So for anybody like LeAna who wants to be in the inner circle, you can see them. That's intimidation. That's bullying. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do that. This is about a person's inhumanity to another person. That's what this is about. Let's not get this twisted. Let's not get tied up in the Twitterverse and all this other, I can't say stuff because, hey, I know how to create my own Twitter platform. So it's not stuff. But it should be placed in its important and relevant priority area. Priority area number 1 has to be the victim. And that's LeAna Powell. That's LeAna Powell. Okay? That's LeAna Powell. And there shouldn't be anything that comes in the way of that or gaslights that. So I didn't intend to spend a lot of time explaining this to you at all. But folks, someone has to get mad about this sort of thing. That was wrong. Now, Jack, I said, hey, Jack, how you doing? I don't know if Jack is still here or not. So there's something else not to equivocate about. Forcing members of the office staff to work on the campaign violates the law and is stealing. Stealing I think, yeah. Stealing from Oakland taxpayers. Right, quite right, Jack. Quite correct. But to have someone out there who needs the job, who's trying to stave off homelessness or being homeless, who's going through a tough time right now. I'm talking about Ms. Powell. I'm putting it out there because she needs help. Okay? And someone's got to say she needs help. Because if we don't deal with the fact that she needs the help, she's not going to get it. So there you go. We need people who speak up without fear. All right? I am mad about this. I'm so mad that my eyes are blurry. This crap has got to stop. And what I mean by crap, I mean gaslighting, solutions to problems, slow rolling the solutions, taking 3 years to get tax increment financing off the ground, just so we can even use it, not just for Howard Terminal, but to help businesses in Oakland that have been negatively harmed by the pandemic. It's a double negative. But I'm so upset I can't talk straight. Enough of this. And again, I'm seeing the seeds of it. We're quite literally spiraling down as a society. We're so used to this that we don't know a way out. All right. I'm done, folks, right now. I'll keep you posted on this. Thank you.